Now tell me if you agree. Some people are saying Prime Minister Holness is not in good standing with the new US Prime Minister, as he was clearly friends with Miss Harris. And some would perceive that as a support of Miss Harris. Now, his administration has made a statement on the mass deportation taking place on Jamaicans. If you agree, say you feel like say the Prime Minister in a good standings with the US President, comment agree. Let me know you are going. You can listen.
While new immigration enforcement measures will result in an increased number of Jamaicans being repatriated, there are several processes involved. The government of Jamaica is actively monitoring the situation and will continue our historically close engagement with U.S. authorities. We also wish to make it clear that Jamaica, like most if not all countries, has international obligations requiring us to accept the return of our citizens who are subject to deportation. As a responsible member of the international community and a respectful bilateral partner, we've always honored these obligations with appropriate attention to due process and human rights, as do other nations regarding the repatriation of our nationals who have violated our laws in Jamaica. Some individuals have been convicted of very serious criminal offenses, including violent crimes, while others may have breached immigration laws but have otherwise been law-abiding residents engaged in productive employment. From a citizen security perspective, as a government, we are particularly concerned about the potential impact of the anticipated increased return of individuals with serious criminal backgrounds. The National Security Council is therefore rigorously assessing associated risks and is actively engaged in formulating strategies to mitigate potential threats to public safety. The government is also concerned about widespread misinformation surrounding this issue. We therefore encourage all Jamaicans to verify information before accepting or sharing it. The best avenues are undoubtedly official U.S. government sources, including the websites of relevant departments and congressional offices, as well as our Jamaican embassy in Washington and our consulates general. For those who may have concern about their personal and immigration status, we strongly advise you seeking professional legal advice. The Jamaican embassy in Washington, along with our consulates general in New York and Miami, have compiled contact information for attorneys with a track record of assisting members of our diaspora. It will be available on the relevant websites in very short order.
Now, some people are saying the US President will more be in favor of a new government on the Jamaican island. And since this government has already been seen in photo ops, like they were, as if they were in support of the other candidate who did not win, then of course, you know, the US President is not in favor of the Jamaican Prime Minister right now. Only if the Jamaican Prime Minister was changed, well, only then maybe would I say better relation with the Jamaican government and the North American government. Now what the Minister of Foreign Affairs is saying is that there's misinformation. People believe say whole heap of Jamaicans will just be stopped on the road and then just sent back to Jamaica. And she's saying that is not the scenario, as there are processes. What we hear some other people overseas, people from the diaspora, are saying is that people should just have the necessary identification needed in case they are at places where these things take place. Like for instance, you go on grocery store. Immigrants normally frequent that grocery store, any particular grocery store, corner store, anywhere. And ICE decides say they might go visit this location. Now everybody there, especially if you sound and look like the people and them feel like would be at this grocery store, whichever ethnicity or country you come from, by having a documentation to prove say you are in good standing, good relation with the country that you are now in, whether that be identification, whether that be a driver's license, whether that be whatever form of identification you have been given, they must just walk with our light. Just walk with our light. So they must say, yo, well, driver's license approved nothing. At the end of the day, show them your social security. ICE. You might not want to show it to a regular person, but this is immigration. So, you know what I mean? That would prevent you from being caught up in whatever them are deal with at the moment, at that location, if you are there. Now, what she mean about the process is that you get picked up, go to one location. The thing is, if you are in a particular state and whatever operation take place, if they move you, depending upon where they move you to, if you have loved ones in the state where you're there, by them for go other place, if they move you, they might hear say you're going to one different state where they're far away. And like on the Jamaican island where there's something happening at Kingston and them have you one different parish and you say you got drive go there and try to reach there by tonight. No. Depending upon which state, there's no way you can drive out of the state where you there and reach at that state same night. It is impossible. And depending upon the scenario, it might be impossible to get a flight to that state that very same day. Or doing when that whole something take place. It's just the thing. Sometimes in a Florida it might be different because I think where them whole people is in the same place in Florida. So while the process that take place, you're still not the same state. But what happens if you there state close to Florida and them whole and them Senegal and Florida? So it's a drawn out process. So that's them advice them have for people from the diaspora overall. And despite the people might think, I think them list 5,000 Jamaicans being sent back to Jamaica. Jamaica are the highest. People might think Jamaica was the highest, but no, I think Haiti was the highest. No, Cuba. I think Cuba was the highest. Then Haiti. Then Dominica Republic. Somewhere else. Then Jamaica. And then all the other Caribbean countries were after. And what people they point out is that now in many of these other Caribbean countries, the why you have less people are because some of these people can travel on them passport to other major countries, first world countries like the UK and places like that. And cost of living and standard of living is much better on some of those other islands. Yeah, crime and violence is everywhere in the Caribbean, but the levels are different on different Caribbean islands. So, you know what I mean? And I guess what go on the Jamaican island and in Trinidad, they have culture and music and influence. But at the same time, the standard of living, the cost of living is different from that on other islands. But tell me you think, then you believe say, even these Jamaicans that are forward home now, aren't they entitled to vote? Will these 5,000 people be also be 5,000 new votes for the opposition? These are people who left Jamaica seek a better life. And then been a year all the while going to Jamaica. Maybe the first thing I'm going to do. Because them are forward now when a re-election time. I think as long as them have a voting ID or them get one voting ID, they can vote. Then maybe this is 5,000 new voters for the opposition. What do you think though? Some people also believe say Jamaica's agreement with Asian leaders has also made North America a look upon the Holness administration, and I wonder what are their plans? How them see the Caribbean? Remember, the Caribbean is in close proximity to North America. So, of course, they are going to maintain good, or try to maintain good relations with Jamaica. And then would I expect Jamaica to do the same. But all we hear is talk of becoming a republic without doing the things we need to do before. Because what is a republic with the standard of living and the cost of living at levels where they know? What would a change in Jamaica becoming a republic do for the people? Are these plans that these people have in place just for them? And for feed them youth them? And feed them youth them go to the best of schools. You know what I mean? Start companies. We don't know where millions come from all of a sudden. Millions of them companies. We don't know. But they get the best of the opportunities. So are these plans them are put in place just for them and for them generations? Talk to me in the comment section. Let me think. If you're new to the channel, let's pass through. Of course, subscribe, like, comment. The comment section 24/7. Never lucky yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. Share the video with whoever you want to share the video with. Tell them so we can continue reasoning from the comment section. Of course, until we reason again, my sentiments for you and yours is, of course, for no live, for no love, and for no prosper. And of course, as I said before, stay tuned.